This is the assignment we're going to work on for the next 2 weeks. There's a lot of information here, so I want to show you guys how to navigate it and also lay out what's expected. You can look and click on links from the document in this view, or you can hit present and do it from that view. Okay, so at the top you can see what's required and what's not required. So everything in green total is going to be 75 points. That's the guided learning. In blue, you need to do 2 of them and they'll be 10 points each. And then we'll have 5 points for anything in red, for one thing in red. So we're going to start with the green. It says start here, guided learning. As a reminder, I put you will need to sign in for these activities using your school email information. The first video is going to be about the electromagnetic spectrum, and it's an ed puzzle, so it's going to ask you questions along the way. Anything in this light blue color is a link, and when you click it, the link will pop up and it'll take you into a new window. So here's the ed puzzle video on the electromagnetic spectrum. As you can see up at the top, I'm currently logged in, so I have access to all my Google Classrooms through ed puzzle. If you guys sign in with your school account, your teacher will also have access through Google Classroom to your ed puzzle score. You just click play and watch the video, and it'll answer. All these teardrops are questions throughout the video, so it'll stop and ask you questions as you watch the video, and you can always rewind it if you missed the answer. Okay. Where you record your score is going to be on the second slide. So here's where you will record your first ed puzzle video score. On to the second activity in green, it's applying the electromagnetic spectrum. The directions say edit the table on the answer slide, and you can either post, copy, and paste pictures of related things to the different light waves that you guys are learning about. We're requiring that at least 3 of these things be found at home. If you'd like to see this image bigger, you just need to click the link. And you have an enlarged image of the electromagnetic spectrum. It shows you the wavelengths and examples. Now on the answer slide here, this is where you will copy and paste the pictures of each type of wave, okay? The third and final required green is the colors of the elements. So when you click this video, which is embedded in the image, so you click the image, click the link, and it's going to pull up another ed puzzle video. And it's basically this scientist is doing an experiment that we would have done something similar in school, and it's going to ask you some questions along the way. So the next thing on the to-do list is in blue. So you just need to choose 2. So I know you only see 2 blue sections, but within this one, there's a choice. So the first choice is NASA gives us a tour of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's going to take you to a YouTube playlist. And in this playlist, you're going to see that there's a series of videos on each type of light in the electromagnetic spectrum, each type of wave. So here's an introduction, and then you have radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, visible, ultraviolet, so on and so forth. So there is a video for each type of wave, or you can play this interactive game, and this game works on phones. And the directions say click on a magic window building to learn more. So I'm going to click on this building, and it's for radio waves. And it shows you the length of the waves and the frequency if you look up at the top. So radio waves, I'm going to click on that, double click. And it gives you a little bit of information on radio waves. You can go back, or you can just click the next one and learn about microwaves. And what we want you to do for that is whichever one you choose, you will go to the answer slide, and you're going to write a paragraph summary on what you learned from either the videos or the game. The second thing is going to be another ed puzzle about distance in space, or distance in our universe, I should say. So you click that link and it's going to take you to another interactive ed puzzle where it's going to ask you questions along the way. There you go. And then this is what this is going to look like. There's several questions. How do we measure distance in space? Something else that you can do if you're incredibly interested in this is if you click on this picture, it's going to take you to NASA's website where they have all kinds of articles and videos on what are NASA Voyagers 1 and 2, what they're doing, what data they're sending back, what they are, where they are. It's really, really interesting. And there's, if you have Netflix, there's a documentary on the Voyager. That's also really interesting. And you can, again, going to slide 3 for the blue answer document, there's your paragraph summary, your ed puzzle score, and anything else exciting that you learned, especially if you choose to explore what the Voyagers are doing. The third and final thing is going to be the optional, the red category. And we have Quizlet vocabulary and other interactive games. So when you click the blue link, it's going to take you to Quizlet. I highly recommend that you attach your school account so that you can track your progress. Mine are synced with my Google Classroom, so students of mine who do have accounts, I can see how they're doing. And there's a lot of really cool features that I love about this website. So first you have your flashcards, and it's taking a second to load, but so here you have the definition, and if you click the card, you have the vocabulary word, and if you double click the card, now you have the definition, and you can flip through all of those vocabulary cards. My favorite feature is the Learn feature. And what this does is it's going to give you the definition and give you multiple choice answers. And you choose, and if you get it right, then it puts it in the familiar category. And it's going to give you the vocabulary word or the definition a second time, but it's going to be open-ended. And it does account for spelling, but if you just misspell something, there's an option to override the answer. And once you have answered the vocabulary word or definition, once you've identified that correctly twice, it'll put it in the mastered and you won't have to study that word. So what it does is it focuses on the terminology that you're struggling with. It focuses on the vocabulary words that you're not understanding. And that's why I love that feature. There are also quizzes and games and other things that you can do on Quizlet that's helpful. And then the last thing is if you click on the game, it says click the image for different links to interactive learning sites. Now, I put a disclaimer because some of these do not work from phones. The point is for you to have something engaging and interesting to do for when you finished your work. So I'm going to click the link and it's going to take you to a document. And here you can see a little summary of each of these websites. Now to start, when I did these on my phone, I kept receiving a redirect notice. And all I did was just click the first link and it continued on to the website. So this first bullet, it does not work on phones. Does not work on phones. You click on the link and here it's just going to have you do an activity. It's going to create a table and a graph where you can see the different elements and different stars. And you're basically plotting them on the HR diagram. I actually thought it was pretty cool because you got to see how they can tell what elements are in the stars. The second bullet point does work on your phone. So everybody can do this. And you're basically just building your own galaxy or own universe. It gives you a choice. You do not need a code. The third bullet point is just exploring NASA's website. diving deeper into the universe. It gives you information on studying black holes, all kinds of interesting things, other planets, potential planets, I should say, other galaxies, just anything that you want to explore further in the universe. This is just a link to NASA's website so that you can do that. The last bullet point is Legends of Learning, and it's a playlist that is dedicated to just learning about our universe. So I gave directions at the bottom, but I'm also going to show you. Okay? So when you click on the link, this is the first page. So you need to scroll to the bottom. Are you a student? Students log in here. This is where you click. And then the second page is teacher playlist. This is what you want to click on again. And it's going to ask you for my teacher code. And you'll click next. Need a brand new account. This is where you will sign up with your school information, your school email. And then the playlist will pop up and you'll be able to play the games. There's choices. You don't have to play all of them. You can just play the ones that you like. And then finally, the last slide, you're just going to put Quizlet vocabulary. You could put your accuracy here, your quiz scores, your time if you played any of the games. Just give us some feedback on what you did. Feedback on how this activity worked for any of you who do this one. You can take a screenshot of your own galaxy. You can also take screenshots for your Quizlet, and you can upload those images here. Write a paragraph summarizing what you learned. So anything interesting, just tell me about what you learned from this website. And then Legends of Learning, you could put screenshots of your scores. You can just type in what your scores are, just giving us feedback on what you did and how you liked it. And that is it. If you have any questions, please request office hours so that we can assist you. We can troubleshoot, try and attend our Zoom lessons so that we can help you with anything that you might be struggling with.